All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back to another update. And I've got to put the red alert title on this video because exactly what we've been warning about over the past 1 to 2 years, it's happening. What have I been saying? I said the attacks are going to escalate. Uh, I told you that the wars were going to escalate. Of course, that's already happened and that's continuing. But now look at this bridge. We talked about it in our last report. People everywhere are talking about it. A lot of people don't realize how big this is. This is one of the key ports. California is the other key port, but this is huge, folks, and this is going to disrupt supply chains and imports for years. And it's not as simple as just rerouting north to um, New York or south to North Carolina. It's not as simple as that, folks. This is huge. Um, this is going to be a huge inflationary force going forward. Even without this, inflation was going to be a big problem. We have a lot of people coming to the U.S., using up our limited resources, causing prices to go up, right? So it's going to get worse, folks. Two critical components on that bridge are the two load-bearing pylons on each end, closest to each shore. They are bigger, thicker, and deeper than anything else. These are the anchor points that they knew that hitting either one of them would be fatal to the integrity of the bridge. And of course, that's exactly what happened. Um, so the container ship rammed into one of the only two critical support pillars, taking the majority of the 1.6-mile bridge down. We saw the power go out before that happened, and there's a lot of different rumors, speculation. But let's at least investigate it. Why is there no investigation? Why did the president come out and say taxpayers are going to pay for this? Usually, you would have a big insurance company investigation to figure out what happened because the shipping companies all have insurance. They should. They shouldn't be allowed to operate if they don't, right? Just like you can't drive a car legally without insurance. You think these shipping companies aren't supposed to have some sort of insurance in place? So why wouldn't we let just the laws of business or just natural um, transactions take place, right? Why wouldn't we let the insurance company investigate, right? When you have a car accident, do you expect the government to come and pay for it? No, you have insurance. You pay for the insurance. The insurance is supposed to pay the claim if it's legitimate, unless you did some sort of fraud or something like that. Why is that whole thing being overridden right now with the president going, oh, we're just going to pay for it. No problem. No investigation. We're not going to look into it. Nothing to see here. Move along, folks. This is strange. It's unusual. I mean, please let me know what you think about all this, but it's going to be a huge inflationary force. And, we've got to prepare for this. And people always ask me, not always, but the one criticism that I get pretty consistently is, oh, you concerned about money, greed, you just want more and more money. Folks, this is not about greed. This is about survival. This is about survival. If you don't have enough money, you're not going to have a place to live. You're not going to be able to pay your property taxes. You're not going to be able to pay your rent, right? So that's why preparing is critical, not because of greed, because you're going to be made a millionaire by these investments. Maybe. I think there's certain things that we've talked about here that it will make some of us millionaires once this all plays out. But for the most part, got to get my words right here. This is about survival, folks. When the cost of living continues to skyrocket, we're going to see more job losses happening at the same time, right? We're not seeing things get better, right? We're seeing things get worse. Not just what I talked about on the bridge with the supply chains. The layoffs are escalating, right? Consumers are maxed out for the most part. Yes, credit card companies can still extend credit, but the banks and the credit card companies, they're on very thin ice, folks, because of all the massive mortgage losses that they have on their books, right? Commercial real estate. And I should clarify when I say mortgage losses. Right now, the commercial real estate losses are massive. Residential mortgages, not so much. But this will evolve into that very, very quickly. And with what just happened with the bridge, with everything else going on that's been happening for years, it's escalating. This is going to get worse. And what if we see more attacks, right? We had a big portion of our beef production facilities burned in northern Texas. We're seeing just bad news on top of bad news on top of bad news. I wish I didn't have to come here and say this. I wish I did have good news to bring you. The good news is that we're on top of this. We've been preparing for this. We've been ready for it, and stack and get ready. Right. Let's get into some other news here, though. Let's see what's going on with the markets. We're always asking, when will the top 10%, which own over 90% of all stocks, when will they all decide to hit that sell button, right? When that happens, then you'll finally see the market go down. It's not some random chance. It's when they all get together and they say, hey, let's do this. They're basically conspiring, right, to keep the market propped up right now. And that's the way I see this, folks. And if you have a difference of opinion, please let me know down in comments, right? This is open for discussion. Maybe you'll let me know something I didn't know. S&P 500, 5,300. Dow Jones, 40,140. NASDAQ, 18,465. Russell 2000, 2145. Folks, the markets are hanging tough. Why? With all the bad news, the bridge, one of the key infrastructure components in the U.S., not infrastructure rather, but shipping, imports, exports, a lot of energy, fuel in and out of that port. And I don't think people know, I don't think many people know what's headed for us here this year. And I hate to say this, but it's going to get worse. There's going to be more what I think are attacks. These look like attacks to me. Could have been some outage, some glitch, right? I'm not saying I have all the um, investigative data behind this, but from outside looking in, this is what it looks like to me. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. What does it look like to you? And we'll go from there. But the market's still hanging tough. And will it be, no matter what happens, no matter how bad things get, that they're just going to keep these markets propped up, right? What if banks fail and they still keep the markets propped up, right? Folks, central banks have the power to do that. And now you really don't even need that because you have the top 90 or the top 10% that own 90% of all stocks with the ability to keep this market propped up. The other 10%, or I should say the bottom 90% that own the other 10% of stocks, right? It's inverse. Even if they all sold, you would see minimal impact. In fact, you might just see the central bank come in and pick up the slack if that happens. All right, let's go to some other news here. Here's something pretty big. Amazon is breaking office leases, shedding $1.3 billion in expenses. Why would Amazon be breaking office leases? Well, Amazon sees a big slowdown. We've got what FedEx and UPS came out. They already told us last year that they were seeing a huge slowdown in the number of packages and the number of parcels. So the writing's on the wall, folks. So far, things to most people, things are looking pretty calm, right? Calm on the water, but underneath, there's something huge that's about to explode to the surface. And look at what's going on right now in the entertainment industry with the famous rapper there. How many people are going to be implicated in that whole mess? And how high will this go up the ladder, so to speak, into the financial world, into the business world? It's going to go way outside just the entertainment world, folks. So we've got a lot of things happening at once. And if you just watch the 12 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, what have you, business news, you're not going to hear these red alerts even put out there, right? Why? Why? I mean, this is real stuff. This is really happening. And of course, they're talking about it, but they're not talking about how big, how massive of an effect this is going to have on the supply chains, on the economy, on the cost of living. All right, folks. Actually, when I said I didn't have any good news earlier, I lied. I have some good news. Affordable housing can now be anyone's, yours, mine, anyone, because you can get homes for $1. That's right, $1. Baltimore sells $1 houses in effort to combat vacant home crisis. Currently, 200 homes currently in the program. So hurry up, folks, because the 200 homes are going to go very, very quickly. And let me see if I can zoom in on from this article here out of Fox. Here you go, baby. Look at this. Your dream home. The charred front of a vacant row house is seen on Furrow Street in the Carrollton Ridge neighborhood in West Baltimore, Maryland. Applicants must provide proof that they have at least $90,000 to complete a renovation, as well as pass through an application vetting process. Wow. So first of all, what kind of neighborhood is this? And if you had $90,000, and maybe some of you have $90,000, would you even consider investing in one of these places? Right? First of all, what if you're one of the only ones that do this? Let me keep the picture up here. What if you're one of the only ones that do this? So you renovate yours, let's say this one right here, the burned up one, but then nobody else invests. So now you're the only rehabbed home on this whole block. So your $90,000 basically is going to be worthless because no one is going to want to um, buy your home, rent your home, any of that, right? So pretty crazy. Will this work? Will the dollar home sale work when you have to have $90,000 to renovate it? Would you want one of these homes for $1? If so, then there you go. I mean, go to the article because it'll tell you how to get into the program. And please let me know if you're one of the people that are going to be doing that. I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to be reading your comments. No one on this channel is going to say, yep, I'm going to go invest in one of these homes in Baltimore. I'll be really shocked if some of you said you did. Even if you say that, I'd have a hard time believing you. I'll need to see receipts for anyone. For me to believe anyone would make this type of investment, right? In Baltimore, of all places. All right, everybody. So we're going to wrap this up. Keep stacking, folks. It's about to get real. It's already gotten real. You just haven't felt the effects of it yet. And I shouldn't even say that. Many people have felt the effects. I mean, look at the debt levels right now, and it's going to get worse. Costs are going to go up. Cost of living is going up. We've got to brace for this, folks. And on the other side, we can even make money on this, right? You do it right. All right, everybody. Keep stacking. Until next time. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Peace.